yeah, my sister just helped me to get that empathy perspective on this whole situation, and I just realized, wow, I really do need to and I do want to, provide people that feeling of value. So, I'm making this a commitment, and this day is a mark where I'm saying, just when looking at you open up my big mountain, what do I say? Them can never lower you my way. Hey guys, so this is a really different video from what I had planned, and I thought that I had created a good synthesis of what I've been learning the last few weeks, and it was, but I felt like I could take it a step further with being really real with what my heart was learning and not just my head. And so I think what I've really been shaped in recently is my communication skills, and and how that relates to what I've titled this video as people over productivity. And I've never thought that I've valued productivity over people, because I didn't really realize that there could be a bit of a war between the two. I always thought that being the best person I could be would automatically mean that I'm prioritizing people. But I realized that there comes a point where we can put productivity of work over, our instantaneous replies to people. And because through my personal development journey, I had been learning that time blocking is really an effective method, and so that basically means you allocate times to do certain tasks, and you do them and in a really focused manner. So that would mean things like turning your phone on do not disturb and silencing out other distractions. But I realized that I was then allocating specific times of the day to reply to people, and I thought I was doing the best because it meant that I could really give my full attention to people when I'm in conversation with them on text or whatever that is, and I could be fully present. And yes, that is true, I was able to, but it's kind of like this analogy, right? When cleaning your room, it's actually not much effort to put our clothes away in our wardrobe straight away, right? Instead of just dumping them on the floor. But in our heads, for some reason, we think it's a lot of effort, but really it's not. It's actually more effort to put it away all at once later, because it just feels overwhelming. We keep putting off cleaning up our room because it seems like so much effort, because there's just so much to do and so much to put away, right? So I just realized that replying to people is kind of like that. We think we can just batch it all together, but actually it ends up feeling more overwhelming because you realize how much there is to reply to. And I love replying to people, I genuinely do, because I appreciate the people that I have in my life so much for so many reasons, but I realize that it almost becomes this overwhelming task when I leave it all into one period of time in the day, or to a few specific periods of time in the day. And I'm really blessed to have family and friends as well that try to bring out the best in me too. And so recently they've been sharing with me how they think I could communicate better with people and how I could be better about replying, even though I think I'm doing it in the best way. I realize, hang on, I'm actually not. I want to make sure how I'm managing my time is actually putting people before productivity. I don't want productivity to be the first priority in trying to manage my relationships with people. I want to decide first, how do I want to treat other people, and then how can I build productivity around that. And so I've come to realize that I think if I put myself in the other person's shoes, I realized that, wow, people would feel so much more valued if they received instantaneous replies. Even if it isn't necessarily needing an instantaneous reply, how much more valued as a person would they feel by receiving that? And so, yeah, my sister just helped me to get that empathy perspective on this whole situation, and I just realized, wow, I really do need to and I do want to provide people that feeling of value. So, you know, I'm making this a commitment, and this day is a mark where I'm saying, wow, I'm actually going to decide I'm fully going to do my best to reply to people as soon as possible. And you know, that means I'm going to have to manage my notification settings even more than I do, just to make sure that, you know, the things that are random and, you know, don't come up, just so that whenever I get a notification, I can I don't just try and prioritize this the importance of it right then, but I see every notification as important, and therefore I act on those notifications. So, you know, there will have to be a kind of process of figuring out which notifications will be on and off, but you know, that's something I've been learning and journeying with as well. So yeah, just to bring it back to that whole bedroom analogy, it made me realize that, wow, yeah, doing things straight away, it's actually it's actually not as hard as it feels at first. And I think once I start to put this into practice, I'm going to feel like, wow, it's actually so much more freeing to, you know, reply straight away. And I think it's just going to really just strengthen my relationships with people so much. And I know that when I used to do that when I was younger, it was really fulfilling, and I know that, yeah, people appreciate it. So I want to get back to that. This has been my goal, literally. In my vision planning at the start of this year, improving my communication was one of my 5 key goals, and an aspect to working on that was replying straight away. But I realized that I haven't really put it into practice. I've been trying to, but I think this is really just that turning point moment when I realized why and how, and especially when I connected it with that whole analogy. And so I'd love you to keep me accountable. If I'm taking a long time to reply, please let me know, because I want to be better about this, literally. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well on how do you communicate, and how do you put, have you ever struggled with people versus productivity? You know, is it something that can work really synergistically together? Does it require a specific system, or is it something that you've literally never thought about before? Yeah, maybe it is something that's that I'm overthinking, but it's definitely something I've been trying to learn, and by thinking about it in these ways, I've been learning how to be a better person. And so that's, I guess, why I wanted to share this instead of what else I had planned, is because it felt like this is me being truly vulnerable. This is me showing that, hey, I've messed up too, and I haven't been perfect in this area, even though I really love people so much. I realize that the way I've been living hasn't really been the best demonstration of that. So, you know, I'm just sharing, and I hope that, you know, encourages you as well to see that no matter what we're going through, we can always do better, we can always be better, but we also don't have to feel guilty about where we're coming from. But it's actually a sense of empowerment, because we can grow and develop so much from that. So, you know, I hope you've gained some value from this, and yeah, let me know your experiences with this in the comments down below. And if you want to hear more real, more vulnerable stories and experiences and ways of personal development, if you want to be someone who doesn't just fit in the crowd and conform to society, subscribe for more anomalous thinking.